seen our sweaty, disgusting faces in a bit, but for now, it is time to say goodbye to a short but wonderful era of Jonny being our crew and companion on our boat. So, farewell, Jonny, and thank you for all the fun and laughs.
And delicious foods.
And the food.
Well, every good thing comes to an end, and all sailors have to move forward.
Yes.
And it was great to meet you guys. And
this
so
will not
much.
be the last time that we
No,
meet.
definitely, I'm sure not.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, look these guys up, the Rigging Doctors, and they will show you some fun times, some adventures, some scary times, but mostly fun. So
some real times.
Love and live, live and love.
All right.
Peace out.
The last few days have been a whirlwind. We had those 5 days when we were stuck on the boat during the storm, and then we finally got to land. We had a wonderful day. We went snorkeling, we explored, we had met some wonderful new friends, and then when we walked back, it was a 2-mile walk back to our dinghy, and our dinghy wasn't there. So Herby combed the beach. Luckily we had made some really, really nice friends, and they put me up in their boat while Herby went back out to look with the husband. And they found Tooth. Tooth had drifted about 4 miles down the beach and was recovered. It was very stressful, but everything turned out okay. However, that was also the night that Jonny, he stepped off the boat and is headed on Thursday on the next flight back to Florida. We're sad to see him go, but I think it is for the best for all of us. And now after all that, I had some really bad sun poisoning, and that lasted 2 days. So it's just, it's been interesting. It can only get better, I think. We're gonna pick up anchor right now. We're going to head to the beautiful part of the Berry Islands, which right now it's beautiful, but we're going to the part where all the cruisers go, where they say that it's the best, and it's uninhabited. So, yeah, we're starting a new chapter. It's gonna be exciting, and we finally got some rest, so we're raring to go.
So for all those people who keep saying that Maddie needs to do more and needs to know how to sail, for your information, today I raised the anchor and I raised the sails because they're heavy. Maddie steered us off anchor, set all the sails, and we're doing 4 knots to windward with a cutter rig and a full keel, which if you know sailboats, you know that's hard to do. Especially, we're in light airs, by the way. So that's amazing, and I didn't do any of that. All I did was get the heavy stuff up there, and she did all the sailing.
perfect spot. It's so beautiful.
Little hermit crab.
Well, we brought some wine and scotch for Herby. On the menu tonight we have potatoes and this pasta salad that I made. So Herby's gonna grill the potatoes, and in the meantime we'll drink our alcohols and eat some pasta salad.
We'll let that warm up for a while, and we'll put on the potatoes.
Here we have a very special and unique $6 bottle of Sauvignon Blanc that I bought because it has a cute kiwi on it. Ooh, oh, that's good.
I don't do wine. It's not scotch, it's not worth drinking. Yes. While we're waiting for the potatoes to bake, I'm going to go from scruffy homeless sailboat person to a human by shaving. We're here in the beautiful Bahamas, in the Berry Islands. We're anchored right off of White Key and just south of Hoffman Key. And it's time to do some maintenance that we've been putting off for a long time. So one of the big issues we're having is our snubber, which we use every day and every night, all the time, every time we're anchored, to tie off the anchor chain to absorb the shock load. Because chain's great for ground tackle because it's nice and heavy and it helps the anchor dig into the bottom, but there's no elasticity in chain. So from the bow of the boat, there's going to be a catenary curve that runs down to the anchor, and that's pretty much all the elasticity you have, because once that gets pulled tight, it's a metal bar in a sense, and there's no shock absorbing value to it. So that means if you get pushed back on a wave, once that chain goes tight, the boat comes to a stop, and it is really hard on the ground tackle. So to avoid that issue, what you do is you tie a piece of nylon between the boat and the anchor, so the snubber. So in our case, it goes from the bow cleat to the chain, and then the chain then runs on down to the anchor. The problem is where it runs to the bow chock, it rubs and chafes, and we've been through some storms where we've been anchored and just, you know, heaving around for days, and it's taken its toll on it. So instead of replacing it, we're going to repair it. So you can see this area here has gotten pretty chewed up with chafe. So what we're going to do is called worm parcel serve. So the end goal with this whole process is to wrap the rope in a sacrificial piece of line. So the idea is it's wrapped really tightly, and then that actually makes the line stronger. So when it chafes against something, this guy doesn't get torn up, but the sacrificial piece does. So if the sacrificial piece gets too torn up, you just replace it and your line survives. Now, 3-lay, if you think about it, is actually a triangle because you have 3 pieces coming together. So if you simply wrap it tightly around, you're going to end up with a triangular piece, and each corner is going to chafe quite severely. So the first step is worming. So I have a constrictor knot, and I have 3 pieces tied in here, and each one lays into a channel, and all that does is fill in the groove. That way when we do the next steps, it becomes round. So it's just a long and tedious process of wrapping each lay all the way through. Now you can see the line is wormed, so there are no real high spots and low spots. It's all pretty much round. So this runs from where we're starting and continues all the way to where we end, which is a ways down here. The next step is to parcel it. So I like to use Ace hockey stick tape because it gives good friction, holds everything in place, and it seems to hold up well over time. Now the important thing, worming goes in the direction of the lay, parceling goes in the direction of the lay, and servicing, which comes last, goes opposite the direction of the lay. So all we do is just set it and then start wrapping. So if this were standing rigging and not a piece of running rigging like our snubber, you would actually do this from bottom to top. That way as you wrap it, it acts like a shingle, and water that gets in under the surface would then be pushed up and out and not into your rigging. So well, up to now, everything that's happened you can do easily with tools you have laying around. This last step, servicing, you need to get a service mallet, and sadly no one sells them. You have to make your own. So this one's made out of a hickory hammer handle with a paint roller attached to it. So if I'm using a smaller line, I can put the whole spool on here and it makes a lazy dolly, and then I can just pass it around many times and I don't have to do this whole cord shuffle that I'm doing now. But pretty much you wrap it around the handle, it creates tension, and then you wrap the handle around the rope, and it very tightly and uniformly winds it on to the line itself, and that's servicing. So the worming and parceling goes in the direction that the rope is laid. The service goes in the opposite, and the reason is when the rope is stretched and pulled, it actually untwists a little. So you want the worm and parceling to go in the same direction, that way it all lays together. But the service, as the rope untwists, being opposite, means that the service is actually going to tighten when this is put under load. So then it becomes even stronger when the going gets tough. So now we have our service section, and we're just going to reinstall this, and we'll have our snubber with a lot better chafe protection. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.
And if you'd like to follow our journey in real time on a map, receive postcards from our ports of call, and message us directly to the boat, you can go ahead and become a patron using the link in the description down below. Here we have...
Wait, actually. Can you put in your shadow? There was a video by Follow the Boat of why it's not a good idea to start a YouTube channel when you go sailing.
That's a lot of sand.
And this was one.
Why it's not what?
Why you why it's not easy to just have a YouTube channel while you're cruising. Like, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just spirit.
Oh, yeah. Think of that.